who should edit your essay? All right, I have strong opinions about this. All right, I'm going to tell them to you. Here they come. So, because I am a professional college admissions helper, tutor person, I read a lot of these essays. And one of the things that is great about my position is that it is literally my job to do that, which means I have a lot of data. I've seen a lot of essays. I know which types of essays have gotten kids into schools versus not. And, the whole, basically what the little constellation of each application looks like. And so I have a lot of tools to help a student look at this essay. Another person who has a lot of tools is your English teacher, because they grade and edit a lot of essays. So they're uniquely equipped to help you figure out ideas, figure out flow, that kind of thing. So if you've got an English teacher at your school or an English tutor, that would be a person that I would go to for essay editing help. However, the list of people that I don't want to edit your essay is very long, okay? So if I am sure you have amazing friends and that you are swapping essays with them, that's great that you can show each other and edit and help. I really, really want you to take all of their advice with a grain of salt. And it's nothing against them. It's just they're also probably high schoolers like you are, and they may be really smart, but they haven't been through this process the way that a lot of adults have for many years. Yeah. Does that make sense? I know it's not because your friends are bad. It's not because they're bad at English. They might be very good, and they very well may have some good ideas for you, but just be careful. Okay. The other people that I don't really want to have reading your essay is your parents. So I have talked to a lot of parents about this. Some parents are really great at editing those essays or helping come up with ideas. And if you have that type of relationship with your parents, that's great. But I want you to be very careful, because parents have a vested interest in showing you in your very best light. And that is okay. However, that is not necessarily the angle we're taking on the essay, because as you've heard me say, being the most impressive is not actually the thing we want to aim for here. We're going for vulnerable, juicy, heartfelt authenticity rather than being the coolest kid in the school, okay? And parents often say, this essay isn't good enough, or doesn't show you off enough, or don't you want to add this award you won, or this other thing that you did? No, the answer is no. And I have hard no's on parents for that sometimes. I'm like, nope, we're not doing that, and here's why. So if your parent has an issue with that, send them to me, because I will tell them why. So that's a good reason. And then the other thing that I want you to watch out for is really helpful people who may not have the best English skills. So some teachers who are not English teachers can be very helpful, but may not understand the way that these essays want to flow, or they might not have the grammatical knowledge to be able to catch a lot of mistakes, but you might be very close to them. So it might be tempting to be like, hey, this other teacher, can you take a look at my essay? That might be great. And you know who else? College counselors too. Bless them. I love them. I work with them all the time. They're very important. My relationship with them is very important, but they're not English teachers necessarily. They have to file a ton of paperwork all the time and help all these kids get all their ducks in a row. And editing these essays might not actually be the thing that they're best at if they're a college advisor or counselor at your school. The people who are really well qualified to do this are people who either do it for a living, who have a lot of data and track all of this stuff, or English teachers who have a really solid idea of how language works and how it flows, and rhetorical techniques that you could use. So just keep that in mind. Of course, show your essay to whomever you like that you think would be helpful, but just be careful. Oh, and the other thing that I don't want you to do before I forget is please don't have too many cooks in the kitchen here. So I've had students who have hired me to work on their essays. And then they have also gone to seminars with other college admissions people to help work on their essays, and had their parents and their English teachers look at it. And by the end, they get too much feedback. It's actually too much feedback because everybody has a specific opinion, and they get paralyzed and they don't know what to do, because one person says, that's a great idea, write about that. And the other person says, that's a terrible idea, don't write about that. Oh God, so unhelpful. So once you've found a person that you trust and who is going to help you through the whole process, stick with them. And don't get too many ideas from too many people, because you're going to wind up with a hodgepodge and you might not know what to do or feel a little paralyzed. So that's my advice to you. Take it as you will, and good luck.